I hid a dead Mafia boss. Then, he refused to stay dead. When Kadrian Strake died, I was stealing his ring. I was 19, high enough to be fearless and stupid enough to mistake that for courage. He caught me inside his private lounge with the ring in my hand. 4 minutes later, he stopped breathing. I hid his body behind a wall, then ran. For the next 2 weeks, half the city tried to find me. Some wanted to know where I had hidden the most feared Mafia boss in the city. Others wanted to kill me before I could tell them. I survived both. Then, one night, when I was tied to a chair and waiting to die, Kadrian Strake walked through the door. Alive. That was when my real problems began. It started with a bet. Sarek Dane had been around for 3 months. He was 23, thin, sharp-faced, always carrying more money than anyone knew how he earned. We met in the back room of a club where nobody asked for identification and the toilets had no mirrors because people kept breaking them. Sarek liked dangerous games. So did I. That night, he placed a stack of money on the table. Kadrian Strake has a private lounge upstairs. Everyone became quiet. Even I knew the name. Kadrian controlled the clubs, warehouses, and gambling rooms across the eastern half of the city. People disappeared after causing him problems. The lucky ones were found. Sarek continued. He wears a black signet ring. Steal it. Someone laughed. I did not. How much? Sarek pushed the money toward me. I looked at the stack. It could pay my rent for months. Why his ring? Because no one here has the nerve to touch anything belonging to him. That was enough. Sarek knew it would be. I had spent most of my life proving I was not afraid. Foster homes, youth shelters, police stations. A few months in rehabilitation I had no intention of taking seriously. By 19, I had learned that people expected me to fail. Sometimes it was easier to do exactly that. What time? I asked. 11:40. Very specific. He leaves his private lounge during the main card game. How do you know? Sarek smiled. You want the money or the explanation? I took the money. He caught my wrist. You get the ring first. I pulled free. Then keep it warm. At 11:35, I entered Kadrian Strake's club through the laundry entrance. Sarek had given me the route. He knew which door would be open, which staircase had no guard. When the kitchen staff changed shifts, I should have wondered how. Instead, I stole a waitress's jacket and carried an empty tray upstairs. The private floor was quiet. One guard stood at the far end of the corridor. A woman in a silver dress distracted him. I slipped into the lounge. The door closed behind me. I had 5 minutes. The room smelled of leather and expensive liquor. There was a desk near the windows. A jacket lay across a chair. I searched the pockets. Nothing. I opened a drawer. Nothing. Then I saw the ring beside a glass. Black stone. Heavy silver. I picked it up. The door opened. I turned. Kadrian Strake entered. I had seen photographs of him. They had not prepared me. He was taller than I expected. Broad through the shoulders, dressed in black. His eyes went to my stolen uniform. Then to my hands. He closed the door. What did you take? I put my hand behind my back. Nothing. His gaze stayed on me. Show me your hand. I moved toward the door. He stepped in front of it. I stopped. Who sent you? No one. You entered a guarded floor by accident? I was looking for the bathroom, with my ring in your hand. I said nothing. He came closer. I moved back. Who sent you? It was a bet. His expression did not change. I don't believe you. Suit yourself. He caught my wrist. I tried to pull free. You're either very brave or very stupid. I stared at him. He released me. Then his hand went to the desk. His face changed. The glass fell. It shattered. Kadrian staggered. I stepped back. He tried to reach for something inside his jacket. His legs failed. He hit the floor. For a second, I thought he was pretending. Then blood appeared at his mouth. I froze. Hey! He did not answer. I dropped beside him. His body jerked once. I rolled him onto his side. I had seen people overdose before. I knew enough to check his mouth. Nothing. Can you hear me? His eyes opened briefly. He looked at me. Not afraid. Furious. Then his body went still. I touched his neck. No pulse. I checked again. Nothing. Someone tried the door. I looked at Kadrian. Then at the ring. It was still in my hand. Another knock. Sir? I could have opened the door. I should have. Instead, I saw what they would see. Kadrian Strake dead, a thief inside his private lounge, his ring in her hand. My fingerprints everywhere. No one would believe me. I dragged his body. He was heavy. Behind the wine cabinet, I found a narrow door. Storage. I pulled it open. Someone knocked again. "Mr. Strake?" I dragged Kadrian inside. His head struck the floor. I winced. "Sorry." He was dead. I was apologizing to a corpse. I closed the hidden door, wiped the glass, wiped the desk, forgot half the places I had touched. Then I escaped through the service corridor. I ran until my lungs hurt. Sarek was waiting at our usual place. He looked at my empty hands. "Where is the ring?" I stared at him. "What? The ring? He died." Sarek went still. "What did you say?" "Kadrian Strake died." His eyes searched my face. "What happened?" "I don't know." "Where is he?" I grabbed his shirt. "You sent me into that room." "Torin. He died in front of me." "Where is the body?" I stopped. It was the wrong question. I did not understand that yet. "I hid him." Sarek's expression changed. "Where? Why?" "Because if they find him, they'll know you were there. They already know I was there." "How did you get away?" I stepped away. "Why do you care?" Sarek recovered quickly. "I am trying to help you. You sent me there. For a ring." He was waiting. He was not supposed to be. That answer came too quickly. I looked at him. Sarek reached for me. I backed away. "Torin, listen. No. You need to leave the city. Give me the money. The ring first." "I don't have it." His face hardened. "Where is it?" I had slipped it into my pocket while running. Until that moment, I had forgotten. I lied. "In the lounge." Sarek stared at me. Then he smiled. Too late. I understood. He knew more than he had told me. I left. That decision saved my life. 20 minutes later, men entered the building looking for me. By morning, Kadrian Strake was missing. Not dead. Missing. His men found blood in the lounge. A broken glass. Security footage showed me entering the private floor. It showed me leaving alone. By midday, my face was everywhere that mattered. Men came to my apartment. I was already gone. I called Sarek 17 times. He did not answer. That evening, I found a room above an old mechanic's shop. I paid cash. At 2 in the morning, someone kicked in the door. I went through the bathroom window. I landed badly and tore my knee open. The men followed. I ran through alleys until I reached a crowded bus station. I thought I had escaped. Then another man grabbed me. He was not with the first group. I knew because he asked a different question. The first men had shouted, "Where is Strake?" The second man pushed me against a wall and said, "Where is the ring?" I drove my forehead into his nose. He let go. I ran again. That was when I understood. 2 groups were hunting me. I did not know which one frightened me more. 3 days passed. I barely slept. I stopped using my phone. I stopped trusting doors. A woman I knew from a shelter let me sleep in her kitchen. By morning, men were outside. She had sold my location. I escaped through the back. On the 5th day, someone caught me. They put me inside a van. A man pressed a gun against my leg. "Where is Kadrian Strake?" "I don't know." "You removed his body." "I hid him." "Where?" "In the lounge." The man hit me. His body was not there. I stared at him. What? They had searched the lounge. The compartment was empty. Kadrian's corpse was gone. The men thought I had moved him. I had not. "Who took him?" the man asked. "I don't know." "Where is the ring?" "I lost it." Another blow. I woke alone in the van after it crashed. Someone had attacked the men holding me. I crawled out and ran. I had no idea that the attack had been ordered by Kadrian's own people. They had found me. They just had not reached me first. Kadrian Strake had not been meant to survive. I learned that later. The poison in his drink was designed to stop his heart. The men who poisoned him expected his guards to enter the lounge and find him dead. Instead, I hid him. His guards found blood. No body. His enemies panicked. Hours after I ran, a cleaner heard something behind the wine cabinet. A weak knock. Kadrian was still alive. Barely. His men took him out through a private exit and moved him to a hidden clinic. A doctor restarted his heart twice. The poison damaged it. For days, Only 3 people knew he had survived. His enemies believed his corpse was missing. His own organization allowed them to believe it. And Kadrian woke with one question. Who was the girl? I spent 9 days running before I saw Sarek again. I found him outside an underground betting room. He tried to walk away. I followed. You set me up. He turned. You're alive. You sound disappointed. You have no idea what you did. I went where you sent me. No one told you to hide him. The answer stopped me. How did you know I hid him? Sarek looked at me. Then he realized his mistake. I stepped back. You knew he was supposed to die. He grabbed me. I fought. He pushed me against the wall. For the first time, I saw what had been behind his smile. Not confidence. Hunger. Sarek wanted to be important. He wanted dangerous men to know his name. You were supposed to take the ring, he said. And? Be found. I stared at him. He released me. You were perfect. For what? You steal. You use drugs. You've been arrested. You take stupid bets. His words landed harder than his hands. No one needed to invent a killer. They only needed to put you in the room. I understood. The exact time. The open door. The distracted guard. Sarek had not created the plan alone. He was working for the men who had poisoned Kadrian. His job had been to put me in the room at the correct moment. If Kadrian's guards found him dead, they would find me too. Or find footage of me leaving. The obvious suspect. You were going to let them kill me. Sarek's face remained cold. You were supposed to take the blame. I reached into my pocket. His eyes followed. The ring. I had kept it wrapped inside an old sock for 9 days. Sarek lunged. I ran. He chased me into the street. A car nearly hit him. I disappeared into a market. That was the last time I saw him before he captured me. By then, knew I had been set up. Not completely. He still believed I might have known more than I admitted. My timing was too perfect. I had stolen the one object his enemies needed. Then I had hidden his body, delaying treatment until the poison nearly finished its work. But his men had discovered something else. The same people looking for Kadrian's corpse were hunting me. Sarek Dane worked beneath one of the rival organization's lower crews. He was young, ambitious, still trying to prove himself. The operation had not been his idea, but choosing me had been. He had watched me, learned how to provoke me, timed the bet. His bosses had approved it because I was disposable. When the plan failed, Sarek's position began to collapse. His bosses wanted the ring. They wanted Kadrian's body. They wanted me silenced. Sarek promised to deliver all 3. He found me first. I woke tied to a chair. The room was underground. Concrete walls. Music vibrating faintly from somewhere above. My face hurt. Sarek sat across from me. You've made this difficult. I looked at him. He seemed thinner. He had a bruise beneath one eye. Your bosses are angry. His expression changed. I knew I was right. They trusted you with one small part of the plan, I said. Shut up. You chose me. Shut up. And I ruined it. He stood. I flinched before he touched me. He noticed. That pleased him. Where is the ring? Gone. Where is the body? I told you. You expect me to believe a dead man climbed out of a wall? I said nothing. That question had been haunting me too. Sarek crouched in front of me. I was going somewhere. His voice shook. They were beginning to trust me. I looked at him. You were a delivery boy. He hit me. My head snapped sideways. You were nothing, he said. Do you understand? I chose you because no one would care. I tasted blood. Sarek continued. You were never part of anything. You were a girl stupid enough to enter the room because someone told you that you couldn't. He was right. That was what hurt. I had spent years calling myself fearless. Sarek had looked at me and seen something easier to use. Pride, addiction, a need to prove myself. He had not admired my recklessness. He had weaponized it. Sarek stood. His phone rang. He answered. I watched his face change. What do you mean? Silence. No. He's dead. He looked at me. What? The lights went out. Gunfire erupted outside. Sarek grabbed me. Men shouted. A door slammed open. Then silence. Heavy footsteps approached. And I could not see the man who entered, only his shape. Sarek disappeared through another door. The man came toward me. I pulled against the ropes. Stay away from me. He stopped. I knew that body. That stillness. No. The lights flickered. Kadrian Strake stood in front of me. Alive. I stared. My mind refused to accept him. He had lost weight. His face was harder. There was a scar near his throat. But it was him. You died. His eyes moved over my injuries. You left too soon to be certain. I could not speak. He cut the ropes. I remained in the chair. You were dead. So I have been told. I looked at the doorway. His men were moving through the building. Then I remembered. The ring. I stood too quickly. Kadrian caught my arm. I recoiled. His grip tightened. Where is it? There it was. The reason he had come. I laughed once. Of course. You rescued me for the ring. I came because men who poisoned me were about to kill the only person who knew where it was. I stared at him. At least he did not lie. Where is my ring, Torin? I pulled my arm free. Somewhere Sarek will never find it. Kadrian looked at me. You are coming with me. No. His expression did not change. You misunderstood. Two of his men appeared behind him. I looked at them, then back at Kadrian. I had not been rescued. I had simply changed captors. Kadrian took me to an estate outside the city. My room had locked windows. A guard stood outside. The next morning, Kadrian came in. I threw a glass at him. He moved aside. It shattered against the wall. Finished? No. He closed the door. I looked at him. You cannot keep me here. I can. I was set up. I care. His face hardened. You entered my private room. For a bet. You stole from me. Yes. You concealed my body. I thought you were dead. Because of you, no one found me for hours. I panicked. My heart stopped twice. I did not poison you. No. His voice remained controlled. But you gave the men who did exactly what they needed. That is not fair. I did not say it was. I stared at him. What do you want? My ring. And after? You will help me identify everyone you saw. And after that? He looked at me. I understood. There was no after. You're punishing me. Yes. For being stupid. For making your stupidity my problem. I hated him. Partly because he was cruel. Partly because Sarek had already forced me to face the same truth. My choices had consequences. I had just never imagined they would have Kadrian Strake's face. I returned the ring 3 days later. I had hidden it inside the lining of a bag at a train station. Kadrian's men recovered it. I expected him to release me. He did not. He needed names, routes, rooms, cars, everything I remembered from the men who had taken me. At first, I gave him nothing. Then one night, I heard 2 guards discussing Sarek. He was still alive, still hunting me. I went to Kadrian's office. I'll help. He looked up. Why? I want Sarek found. That was the beginning. I remembered more than I expected. A tattoo on one man's wrist. A damaged blue van. The smell of chemicals in one building. A church bell. I heard while blindfolded. Kadrian's men used those details. They found places, people, connections. I stopped feeling useless. The more I helped, the more I understood how Sarek had used me. He had spent weeks near our group before the bet. He knew when I was using drugs, when I needed money, what insults made me react. He had waited. Then he pushed exactly where he knew I would move. I had not been unlucky. I had been targeted. Kadrian never comforted me. I preferred that. He gave me work. Then more. One evening, I noticed his hand trembling. He closed it into a fist. I looked away. A week later, he collapsed in the corridor. I caught him against the wall. His breathing had changed. I knew the sound. I had heard it in the lounge. Get Brannick, he said. I did not move. Torin, sit down. His eyes hardened. I helped him to the floor. He was too weak to stop me. His breathing became shallow. I called for help. Later, I learned the poison had damaged his heart. He hid it from everyone. After that, something changed. Not forgiveness. He still watched me, still controlled where I went. But the guards outside my room disappeared. Then the locks. One afternoon, I walked through the front gate. No one stopped me. I stood outside for several minutes. Then I went back in. Kadrian was waiting in the entrance hall. You could have left, he said. Yes. Why didn't you? Sarek is still out there. His expression changed slightly. Probably that was not the answer he wanted. Months passed. Sarek's bosses began losing ground. Kedrian used what I remembered to find the men connected to his poisoning. Some were inside his own organization. Others worked beneath the rival families. Sarek had wanted one successful operation to make his name. Instead, his choice of scapegoat had helped expose the entire network. His bosses turned on him. That should have ended it. It made him worse. He stopped hunting me for orders. He hunted me because I was alive. I had been selected to disappear. Every day I survived reminded him that he had failed. The final message came through an old number I had stopped using. A photograph. Me leaving Kedrian's estate. Below it were 6 words. You should have died that night. I showed Kedrian. His face changed. You are not leaving this estate. No, this is not a discussion. He wants me afraid. He wants you dead. I know. Kedrian stepped closer. Then behave like it. Something in me snapped. I have spent months behaving exactly as everyone expects. He went still. Sarek expected me to take the bet. I did. Your enemies expected me to run. I did. You expected me to stay here because you decided I owed you. His jaw tightened. You did owe me. And I paid. Silence. I looked at him. My debt is paid. He did not answer. That was when I understood. Kedrian no longer knew why he was keeping me. I did. The realization frightened both of us. Sarek captured me 2 days later. Not because I went looking for him. Because he took a guard's family hostage and forced him to change my transport route. The car stopped inside an abandoned factory. Sarek was waiting. He had lost everything. His bosses, his money, the protection he had once bragged about. He looked worse than I remembered. But his eyes were clear. That frightened me. You ruined me, he said. You chose me. You were supposed to be easy. I was. His face twisted. That answer unsettled him. I continued. You were right about me. I was reckless. Gullible. You knew exactly how to use me. Then you should have died. But I didn't. He hit me. I fell. He dragged me deeper into the building. Wires ran across the floor. Explosives. My stomach tightened. What are you doing? Finishing it. You're going to die. So are you. There was no fear in him. Sarek had built his entire future around proving himself. Now that future was gone. He had only the target he believed should have died with it. You don't even hate me, I said. He looked at me. You hate that I survived you. His face changed. I knew I was right. He grabbed my throat. If I go down because of you, you come with me. A sound came from outside. Gunfire. Sarek smiled. He came, Kedrian. Of course he had. Sarek dragged me toward the detonator. I looked around. Months earlier, I would have fought without thinking. Now I looked. The wire. The trigger. The distance between Sarek and the door. I waited. Footsteps entered the factory. Sarek pulled me against him. Kedrian appeared. His gun was raised. His eyes found me. Then Sarek. You should have stayed dead, Sarek said. Kedrian's face was empty. You first. Sarek tightened his arm around my throat. Put the gun down. Kedrian did. I looked at him. He had come knowing Sarek had explosives. Knowing his damaged heart might not survive another fight. He had still come. Sarek reached for the detonator. I moved. Not wildly. Not blindly. I drove my heel into the injured knee I had watched him favor since he captured me. He dropped. I tore free. Sarek grabbed the detonator. Kedrian fired. Sarek fell. But he was still moving. Still reaching. I kicked the detonator away. He caught my ankle. His eyes were wild. You don't get to live. I looked down at him. Yes, I do. Kedrian pulled me back. One of his men secured the detonator. Sarek was dragged away alive. He screamed my name. Not because he wanted me. Because he could not accept that the girl he had selected as disposable was walking away while his life ended. I did not look back. 2 weeks later, Kedrian called me into his office. My bag was already packed. I had been waiting for him to admit what we both knew. The ring was back. The traitors were exposed. Sarek was gone. There was no debt left. Kedrian stood by the window. You can leave. I looked at him. That is all? What else do you want? I almost became angry. Then I saw his hand. Trembling, he closed it. You wanted to keep me here forever. No. You wanted to punish me forever. Yes. The answer was immediate. I looked at him. Why are you letting me go? He turned away. For months, Kadrian had known exactly what to do with me. Question me, confine me, use me, punish me. He did not know what to do with the woman he no longer blamed. I picked up my bag. He did not stop me. I walked to the door. My hand touched the handle. Still nothing. I turned. Kadrian was watching me. I understood then. He had spent months calling me his prisoner, because it was easier than admitting I had become something else. You meant to enslave me, I said. His face hardened. I meant to make you repay what you cost me. And did I? Yes. Then why do you look like you're waiting for another bomb to go off? He said nothing. I put the bag down. Kadrian's eyes followed it. I am not staying because you own me. I know. I do not owe you anything. I know. If you ever lock me in a room again, I will leave. His jaw tightened, but he nodded. I stepped closer. You wanted me trapped here. Yes. What happened? For a long time, he said nothing. Then his hand touched my face. The same hand that sometimes trembled because of the poison. It was steady now. I stopped knowing which one of us was trapped. I looked at him. Kadrian Strake had survived poison, betrayal, a heart that had stopped twice. He had believed forgiveness was surrender, so when he could not forgive me, he had tried to keep me as punishment. Somewhere along the way, his anger had ended. His need to keep me had not. I kissed him, not because he rescued me, not because I owed him, because I chose him. The first time I entered Kadrian Strake's private lounge, I was a reckless girl taking a bet. I stole his ring, watched him die, hid his body, then ran. Sarek had chosen me because I was gullible enough to take the blame, and unimportant enough to disappear. He was right about who I was. He was wrong about who I could become. Kadrian had intended to punish me until he decided my debt was paid. Instead, the man who did not know how to forgive became the one waiting to see whether I would stay. I picked up my bag. His face closed. Then, I carried it past him. Upstairs, Kadrian watched me go. I did not need to look back to know he followed. This time, neither of us was running.
If this story stayed with you until the very end, thank you, truly. I write these stories because I'm fascinated by people, the choices they make, the mistakes they regret, the love they never expected, and the moments that change everything. Every character, every plot twist, every emotional turn, and every ending begins as a blank page before it's carefully written into the story you've just experienced. While AI-assisted narration and visuals help bring these stories to life, the stories themselves are originally written by me, from the first idea to the final twist. If you enjoyed this one, I'd be grateful if you liked the video, subscribed to the channel, shared it with someone who loves emotional stories, and turned on the notification bell. It really helps me keep creating more stories for you. Until our next journey, Jetta Valine.